Hi. So the other day I had done a video where I showed you through my drawer apothecary. Anyway, and in that video, Mashiko, I hope I'm pronouncing your name right, she had asked, well, she had said that she was curious about what to use violet for. So, I figured I would just do a little video. This is my dried violet. I don't know how clear that's coming through. Let me see. I don't know if you can see those flowers or not, dried flowers. Anyhow, okay, so today we're going to talk about violets. All right, and if you can see me, continue to look down. There's a lot to talk about with violets. I'm going to do my best just to, hit the highlights of it. But let me go ahead and show you because I haven't talked about this before. I don't think so anyway. So what I'm going to be looking at, referencing to, is this is my Materia Medica. This is something I made, I don't know. Anyway, you can actually purchase this if you want to. And the picture actually comes in color, but I just printed it off black and white. But what this is this is just where I write down anything I learn about plants. Okay, so I don't have any pictures of the violet in here yet, but see, this would be like the first page where it just goes over the name, the species, where it grows, the plant description. Then I have pages in here where I can, put pictures or plant pressings of the plant in here. And then I have cultivation and plant pests and diseases. There's just all kinds of stuff in here. Uses, its actions, energetics, constituents. Anyway, I may do that in another video, but there's a lot to this. So that's what I'll be referencing. It's just notes and things I've learned about violet over time. Okay? All right, so I live here in Missouri, and so we're talking about the violet. So here in Missouri, it's referred to as just violet or common blue violet, or what I call it is the woolly blue violet. I don't really know why it's called blue because it's really a violet color. It's really a purple color. But anyway, it's called blue. Okay, it is related to the pansies, except the pansies have a different leaf shape, but it's related to the pansies. There are some places say like 300 different species of violets, and some places say 550 different species of violets. So, and they're all over the world. Here where I live, like I said, in Missouri, my violets, they grow like at the wood line, where the end of the yard meets the woods, in shady, moist, low areas. That's where they thrive here on my property. Okay, let's see. So I'm just going to flip through here and try just to go over some highlights of each section that I have. Okay, I'll get into their violet's uses in just a minute. Okay, I do want to point out though that if you're harvesting any plant in the wild, always please do it sustainably. That way, it'll continue to thrive and you can get more, animals, bees, and, insects can use it too. So please always do it sustainably. My limit is like 1/3. I never take any more than 1/3 of the plant. And if there's not much or all looks really bad, then I don't take any because, I want it to do real good and thrive. So always be sustainable when you harvest. Another thing about violets themselves is that there are some species, especially the birdfoot, I think that's right. Yeah, the bird's foot violet. I think its Latin is Viola pedata, if I'm saying that right. That one is actually endangered in one state and threatened in another. So, so don't harvest that one, period, please. Okay, let's see what else is in here. Okay, so violets come in different colors. They come in yellow, a bluish purple. They come in like 2 colors, 3 colors. There's like viola tricolor. Some of them will be a little speckled. Some of them will be white with a little bit of purple on them. So violets come in, many different beautiful colors. There are a couple sources that say not to use the yellow violet. They say that they are no good. I don't remember the exact reason. I don't know if they're toxic. I don't remember. But anyway, they say the yellow one is just don't eat and don't use. However, other sites say you can. So just wanted to put that out there to you. Okay, let me flip over to any cautions and warnings just while we're on this little tidbit here. Okay, so violet has some lookalikes. Some people, and I don't know how or why, but apparently some people confuse the violet with the trout lily. I don't know how, but anyway, so always make sure you know exactly 100% what you are harvesting. Make sure you have 100% identification on it. So the trout lily, some people confuse with. They also confuse it with periwinkles, and then vinca minor, and then what was the other one? Oh, I think I have it here. Oh, duh. African violets. Okay, so I think the reason they confuse African violets with the regular wild violets is because they both have the word violet in them. But African violets are not the same thing in any way as the wild violet that we're talking about, okay? They're not the same. Now, I think the main, one you really need to be very careful and cautious about, making sure that, you're not getting the toxic one, is one called lesser celandine, Celandine. I'm not sure if I can pronounce its Latin name, but it's Ficaria verna, maybe. I don't know if that's how you say it. Anyhow, that one is toxic. Its leaves look very similar to the violet leaves, but their flowers are completely different, okay? But because their leaves look so similar, if you're out harvesting them, unless you've been doing it for a while and you know exactly what it is, make sure, don't harvest the leaves until you actually see the flower. And you can take the flower, the actual flower, and stem it back to the base, and then find the leaf that you think is a violet and make it stem back, and make sure it goes to the same plant, okay? Because that lesser celandine, they say that's toxic. I personally have not looked into that to see if it's, if it's toxic for one reason or another. Whatever. Okay, so there's the warning there. As far as any interactions with medication or with illnesses, like chronic illnesses or diseases that you may have, so far there is nothing known of that, so it appears to be very safe. All right, now let me go back a couple pages. Okay, so they say that, pretty much violet is safe to consume every day as a food. They say that they're safe for young children, for the elderly, and for people on medications, okay? However, I will go ahead and throw something in here that violet can cause a laxative effect. So just so you know, it may or may not. It just, it might depend on how much you have and, your overall body anyway. But just wanted to add that there. Okay, so how can it be used? Well, you can eat the flowers and the leaves raw. You can eat them in a salad, pesto, hummus. You can put them in a stew or soup, and it'll actually help to thicken it because there is mucilage in the leaves. So like if, like okra, please tell me you've had okra, like steamed okra, how it's kind of slimy. Well, that's mucilage, okay? So it'll help to thicken up the soup. You can put them in a smoothie. You can have them pretty much any way you want. On a salad, I don't know if I said that or not. The flowers themselves, again, you can eat them raw, put them in a salad. You can make syrup, make syrup out of it, jellies, jams. You can make candied violets. You can make, you can infuse it into honey. You can infuse it into oil, vinegar even. Something else I was going to add about the leaves. What was it? I'm not sure. But you can also make them into a tea or an infusion. The leaves and the flowers. Yeah, so you can make them into an infusion. You can drink the infusion, which is a tea, hot or cold. Oh, I guess I can look at my notes. Let's see. Oh, okay, so the leaves, they could also be sauteed or steamed and eaten like a vegetable. Let's see, I said that. All right, so I said that. Okay, now violet leaf is water soluble, so the mucilage and the minerals in it, they are extracted through water, okay? So it's best to have it as a tea. Alcohol, not so much. However, there are a couple sources that do say you can tincture it, you know, in like 100 proof or an 80 proof alcohol. However, the majority say that it's best in just water. It's best just to have it as a tea. I'm saying a lot, I'm sorry. So if you do decide to make it into a tincture, there I go again. It may be okay, you know, because they're like 100 proof alcohol does have 50% water. Okay, so as far as some uses go for the violet. Okay, so some uses. How do I want to say this? Okay. Well, I'll just say what I have written down. Okay, so I hope it makes sense. Okay, so it can help to lower your cholesterol because of the soluble fiber that is in the leaf. Okay, and this one is interesting. It can also help to restore your good gut bacteria because the bacteria in your gut, they actually feed off of the soluble fiber, and there's soluble fiber in the violet leaf. Okay. All right. So I may be going back and forth. I'm sorry because, you know, I just take notes as I find things from different books, different sites, you know, things I've learned. So, you know, sorry. Okay. So violet can also be used for your skin. It is good for eczema, dry skin. I guess I could just scratches, insect bites, varicose veins, hemorrhoids. Let's see. I have some more. Okay. So also for cradle cap, diaper rash, weeping sores, itchy skin, ringworms. So what you would do if you're going to use it topically, you would just like infuse it into an oil and then make your lotion or your salve or your ointment or whatever, however you're wanting to make it, you know, some kind of spreadable little cream. You would just infuse it and make that, and then, you know, you use it topically for your cradle cap or your itchy skin or dry skin or hemorrhoids. So it just depends on what you're needing it for as to what you would choose and the actual recipe or how strong you would want to make it. Okay, so it can also be used, like if you have a headache, they say, I haven't done this one, but they say you can use it for a headache as a poultice or a compress. I already said infused oil. They also say that it helps with a stomach ache and constipation, scratchy throat, dry cough, painful urinary infections. I think, yeah, I said you can make it into syrup. It also says that it eases inflammation and it can provide relief during fevers, illnesses, and headaches, sore eyes, mastitis. Okay, there's another species called Viola tricolor, and I'm pretty sure that that's the one that has the common name of heart ease. And so it's called heart ease, right? You know, so you want your heart to take it easy, I guess. Well, they say that violet can also, like if you have heartache or grief, or even if you have a lot of anger, that it can also to help calm you down and kind of give you some peace. So there's that. Okay, it's also been used to treat cough and colds. All right. Okay, I'm not going to hit every section that I have in my notes, but I'll go ahead and tell you some of the actions that it has. Okay, there it has several actions, but I'm just going to maybe go over a few. I don't know. So one action that it has is an alterative. Okay, and what that is, it can go and like cleanse and clean your blood. Okay, it's also a lymphatic, so any lymph nodes, things like that. It can go in. It can like purge out all the toxins. It can cleanse your little glands like that. It's an anti-inflammatory. It's a nutritive, which means you can eat it every day for nutrition. It can have a laxative effect. It can lower fever. Let's see. Expectorant, which would help you to expel mucus and phlegm, that you might have in your bronchioles. And there's more. There's many more, but I'm trying not to make this too terribly long of a video. Okay, so I also have a section here called Interesting Plant History. So just a little bit here. In Europe, the violet was traditionally used for centuries as a as a pulmonary remedy for a dry, hacking cough. It is recommended for bronchitis and whooping cough, along with marshmallow root and licorice. Violet can be used as a tonic for chronically swollen lymph nodes. Long tradition of use in the treatment of cancer. Early Europeans made syrup from the flowers to use as a laxative for infants and children, and Native Americans used violets to treat cancer. Okay, I also have a section on here called Scientific Evidence-Backed Research. Okay, so I'm not going to go over all of it, but I do want to tell you about the vitamins that it has because it is a nutritive. Okay, all right. So there was a study done in 1979, and it said that as far back as 1885, it compared violet leaf and said that violet leaf, that its vitamin C content to oranges was, okay, the violet leaves had 2 times as much vitamin C as the same weight of an orange. It had more than 2 times as much vitamin A, weight for weight, as spinach. Okay, so it's highly nutritious in vitamin A and vitamin C. All right, so something that's kind of neat about violets is that you see the beautiful purple flower, growing out the top, but the roots underneath in the ground, there's even flowers under there that actually reproduce there too. But those flowers, they never see light, so they're white. But anyway, that's kind of neat. Did I tell you? I don't remember. If I didn't, I'll tell you now, and if I did, sorry, I'm repeating myself. But the roots and seeds you don't eat, okay? They can be toxic to you. So the mucilage that is in, that slippery stuff we talked about, in violets, that's where a substantial portion of the medicine is. So that's a good thing. So violets, they contain flavonoids that act as a diuretic to help treat people that have high blood pressure. Okay, violets also contain alkaloids that have vasodilating effects. So they cause the blood pressure to decrease by relaxing the blood vessels, which allows the blood to flow easier. Okay, so it's good for, it's good for your circulatory system there and high blood pressure. The mucilage also helps to relieve coughs and other bronchial issues because it's an expectorant. The salicylic, I think that's how you say it, the salicylic acid acts as a painkiller. The salicylic acid also acts as an anti-inflammatory, and it can be used to relieve arthritis and other joint pain. Violets contain antioxidants of beta-carotene and ascorbic acid. They're used to treat skin issues, taken topically, but also internally. They can also be used to treat inflammation, headaches, stress, colds, and sinus problems. I think I went over all of those ways that you can use them. Okay, but I'll go ahead and try to end it here and kind of go over the highlights again of how you can use it. So again, yes, you can make a tea in this, okay? You can pick violet leaves and flowers and keep them fresh and make the fresh tea right away, or you can dry them like I did and have tea later on. Okay, so you can make it into a tea. You can drink it hot or cold. You can eat the violet leaves and flowers fresh, raw, uncooked in a salad. Like I said, smoothies. You can use it to thicken soup, steamed or sauteed as veggies. You might be able to find a violet essential oil, and if you do, you can inhale that. That's good. You can make it into a poultice, a compress, oil, cream, salve, lotion, ointment. Make violets into a syrup, a honey, jams, jellies. You can candy the flowers. There are so many ways to use violets. I don't even really know what else to say. I hope this answered your question. I know it looks like it's about 23 minutes. I'm sorry. I know it's probably more information than you wanted to know, but that's just me. I'm sorry. But I just always want to be precise and thorough. So I always usually end up giving a lot of extra information. I hope that answered your question. So I will put some links down below to some articles that I have read in the past. You know, it may help you learn more, okay? But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, and thank you for watching, and have a good day. Bye.